Johnny Depp's ominous prophecy is realized. She's begging for utter global disgrace, Johnny Depp wrote of his ex-wife Amber Heard in a communication to his agent in August 2016. The Pirates of the Caribbean actor obtained his goal this May in a defamation lawsuit against Heard, whom he wed in 2015 and divorced 15 months later, in Virginia's Fairfax County Circuit Courthouse. After a 6-week trial and less than 3 days of deliberation, a jury determined Heard had slandered her ex-husband when she alluded to herself in a 2018 Washington Post op-ed under the heading "I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That needs to alter, given what she went through this year in what one writer called one of the most corrosive and terrible eruptions of cultural misogyny that I've seen in my lifetime." The title was almost prophetic. The amount of hate speech directed against her during the trial grew to such an extreme level that the New York Times, among other publications and experts, speculated that the world's first TikTok trial would indicate the death of #MeToo. The long-awaited and expected response to the Me Too movement has finally arrived, according to Constance Grady in an article for Vox. It's only fair that the cultural moment, which started with women speaking up against the powerful men they claim injured them, was ended by the court's ruling in favor of one of those guys, said one observer. In an article for The Guardian, Martha Gill had a similar viewpoint, stating that the public response to the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial is what #MeToo pushback looks like. The most important lesson to learn from the entire saga is that the legal system, not #MeToo, is what has died. The same system that y'all have been relying on for justice and accountability for decades to no avail, stated #MeToo founder Tarana Burke in a statement following the Depp Heard verdict. Heard might be the epitome of privilege. She is white, well-off, blonde, and attractive. The trial may have been sensationalized, turned into a meme, plastered across tabloid pages, and conducted on a scale that we had never seen before. But the way she has been treated, by the judicial system, by Johnny Depp's horde of admirers, by the media, all because she didn't meet a specific definition of victim, is a validation of a reality that thousands of women still experience. Dr. Ashley Gore of Western Sydney University told news.com.au, "The verdict and the online reaction to Amber Heard tell me that there is still a fundamental misunderstanding of intimate relationship and sexual assault, and how survivors respond to it. I'm worried that the trial's repercussions have further warped survivors' experiences in the public's mind," the author said. Domestic and sexual violence advocacy organizations and experts in the U.S. reported hundreds of cases before a verdict was even rendered. Examples of survivors withdrawing from court cases against their abusers, or wanting to recant public comments they had made about them in the news. According to psychotherapist and victim-focused creator Jessica Taylor, many women informed me that they were retracting from cases, that they were deciding to discontinue action, or that they were deciding not to disclose their abusers at all. They all claimed that it had exposed them to a frightening aspect of the legal system, and given them the impression that they would never be the perfect victim. According to Hayley Foster, CEO of Full Stop Australia, many survivors called the service's counselling lines in Australia in anguish merely at the commentary throughout the trial, she said, or maybe in the worry that if their own accusations ever reached a court, they, like Heard, would be denounced for being an imperfect victim. It was evidence that she was lying when said she didn't have pictures of the abuse. She falsified them when she did it. Who's afraid of Amber Heard? By Rain Fisher-Kwan stated, when she had no witness testimony, it proved the violence never occurred. When she did, it was proof she plotted a huge conspiracy to bring Depp down. She was either so cool and collected that she must be lying or so upset and uncertain that she must not know what she is talking about. She was too sweet at times and too nasty at others. Amber Heard may not have been the ideal victim. Heard herself admitted that the vilification I have suffered on social media is an enhanced version of the ways in which women are re-victimized when they come forward in a 4-slide Instagram post on December 20th announcing that she had decided to settle with Depp, putting an end to the lawsuit. "I experienced a form of humiliation that I am unable to relive. Even if my appeal in the United States is successful, the optimum result would be a fresh trial where a different jury would have to weigh the evidence once more. I really can't go through that a third time," the woman continued. "I have been imprisoned in an expensive and time-consuming judicial system for far too long, and it has repeatedly failed to defend my interests or my freedom of speech. I am unable to take the chance of incurring an impossible debt, one that is not only materialistic but also psychological, physical, and emotional. Women shouldn't have to deal with harassment or financial ruin for expressing their truth, but regrettably it happens frequently. If the conviction of well-known men serves as the benchmark by which the #MeToo movement's success is judged, then #MeToo was doomed from the start," she claimed. The roots of the #MeToo movement are considerably more profound than this. According to the founders, it's critical for sexual abuse survivors to realize they are not alone in their experiences, in confronting the prevalence of domestic and sexual violence, challenging the self-blame that many survivors have been trained to feel, and fostering community action for prevention. We connect these shared experiences